There are a few words we're going to come across in the course of this study. So let's just see exactly what these words mean so that in case we come across them, we will not be confused. Now, everything we see around us is made from about 100 simple substances called elements. Everything is made up of a unique substance called an element. Okay. Now, these bars of gold here are made up of gold elements. These rods are made up of titanium elements. So what is an element? An element is a substance made up of only one type of atom. It is a substance made up of only one type of atom. So this gold bar here is made up of elements that are gold elements. Okay. Now these gold are also made up of only one type of atom that are gold atoms. So what is an atom? An atom is the smallest amount of an element. Okay, an atom is the smallest amount of an element. So when you take gold and you decide to break the gold down into the simplest substance, you're going to get an atom. It's just like in biology. When you take an organism and then you decide to break down the organism into the smallest unit, you get a cell. So an atom is just like the cell of a substance. Okay, the smallest particle of an element is what we call an atom. So when you take this gold bar here, it is made up of the gold element. The gold element contains the gold atoms. So for example, this container here is made up of copper. The copper, when you break the copper down, you're going to get copper atoms. This charcoal here is made up of carbon. When you break the charcoal into the simplest substances, you're going to get carbon atoms. Now, when atoms decide to stick together as a unit or in groups, we call them molecules. We know that oxygen atoms do not exist singly. They exist as diatoms. So oxygen exists as O2. This is a molecule of oxygen. But when you take only one of that, we're talking about the atom of oxygen. When you take only one of this O2 and then you get O, we are talking about an atom. But oxygen exists as a molecule. Now, two atoms are sticking together and existing in a natural state. When you take water, water is H2O. The simplest form of water is going to exist in this state, made up of 3 atoms. And we call that water molecule. So instead of getting gold atoms when you break the gold down, you are going to get water molecules when you break water down into the simplest forms. So the whole thing is called an element. Okay, it is made up of only one type of atom. The atom is what you get when you break the element into the simplest substance. And then when atoms stick together, when more than one atom stick together in a form of a group, we call that a molecule.